So NASA admits they have no photos of Earth from space. I mean, the amount of fakery is unreal. Unreal. So NASA admits they have no photos of Earth from space. They admit it. They admit that the photos that they have are made in Photoshop. The guy that made the blue marble said he made it in Photoshop from strips of data. Here's 2 shots from NASA. Look at the United States. It's twice the size over here. And this one's tilted back. So when you tilt something back, it gets smaller. It doesn't get bigger. That's crazy. But if you look at the other one, if you look at this one, and I show you, here's something that we could actually measure. We don't have to, trust airplanes and whatever. We can drive across Mexico and measure this distance on a boat and drive across Baja, and it's 934 miles. Science tells us the diameter, straight line through the Earth, is 7,917 miles. I should be able to fit 8.5 of these in between these 2 lines. 8.5 of those doesn't even fit on this page.
Jesus.
So either the Earth is tiny, half the continents don't exist, or NASA's lying, and that's nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Here's Jupiter. 2 shots that are over 2 years apart, and every single cloud is the same. These are 2 shots from NASA. This one, hey, we discovered the Northern Lights. Look at this, ridiculous. I could have done that better for them if they asked me. Okay, but every single cloud. See this little wispy cloud right here?
Yeah,
it's right there.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
It's the same
and the red spot.
Exact picture. They're too lazy to even make a new friggin' picture, right?
Yeah.
Either they're mocking us, or that's just them needing to let us know. Here's a close-up of these clouds here. They're stepped and repeated clouds. All of these things are stepped and repeated. Happens in all of their pictures. They use the same overlays again and again and again. It's
bizarre.
It's insanity, right? So, and our minds are easily tricked. Well, you see this is Jupiter, right? Okay. Is it Jupiter, or is it a meadow with dots? Okay. So I'm just saying how very easy it is. And then if we look at the space station,
Yeah, that'd be good on the shot.
if we look at, sorry about it. Sorry, I love doing that one.
We might have to steal that image off you.
Put it on a shirt if that's okay.
The space station, they're constantly, everything they show us from the space station is a deception. So while I'm looking for that, this is us creating a Earth better than NASA, just doing it in Photoshop, and we could do that. But this goes all the way forward. We make a better looking Earth than NASA, so we do it in Photoshop. Here's a shot from the space station. How come we don't see any continents down here? What would you guys say if you were Globers?
It's just a bit over the sea.
It's over the sea, right? But we know it's a space station because we can see the solar panel. They always show us something like that.
Okay.
Or
they do.
Or with
say
zero
that.
budget, we just take the picture from our front yard and hold the solar panel in the air. Okay? That's how easily we are fooled.
Yeah.
They're doing all sorts of stuff. This is woman. She's talking to kids. Watch right here. Is there a stuffed animal here? Oh, now there is. And now she's playing with it. All right? This is called augmented reality. They're playing with CGI objects, and she's either looking at a screen in the background or through virtual contacts, and she can manipulate these things in real time, and they fit them into the. That's how they make things float around. Sometimes they use all different techniques.
That's crazy.
Here is this is a famous experiment where he's squeezing water and it clings because he's in 0G.
Yeah.
But here's somebody doing the exact same experiment on a 0G plane. You can know what a 0G plane is, right?
Yeah.
So they do the same thing. And here this guy is bouncing up and down just like these guys are bouncing up and down. He's supposedly on the space station, and these people are on a 0G plane. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This guy is on a 0G plane, but he's in front of a green screen. This is all green screen. These are both 0G planes. I mean, the amount of fakery is unreal.
So I feel like this leads into a natural question.
Go ahead.
For this, obviously, NASA and all the other, what would you call them?
Space
agencies. That's a lot of employees to keep up the lie.
Well, that's the first lie. The lie is that NASA has, 50 or 100,000 employees. They probably have 500 employees, and probably 3/4 of them have no idea because they're all compartmentalized, right? You don't know what's going on at the top. So it's unreal. Listen, on the app, if you go into the fake space program, or the NASA program, I have stuff about rockets that will blow your mind. These rockets that we're seeing are CGI, and they're a combination of CGI. They're a combination of the people that are seeing it in in person. They're 10 miles or farther away, but these rockets are actually blimps. They're rocket-assisted blimps, or they're miniatures, depending on the situation. But they're blimps sometimes. Sometimes they're a combination. Like, this is a real picture of a rocket. Now we zoom in, and this is CGI, right? Where's the thrust of this thing? This thing is lifting up millions of pounds. This wouldn't just be billowing around like that. And then we watch this thing, and then something really weird happens. So I don't know if the people on the ground could see this or they're showing this just on TV, but the top half of the rocket disappears at one point because there's a glitch, right? You think, like, what is that? I'm going to zoom in. There's an actual glitch in the CGI. That's one of many that have happened.
I have seen many glitches in different pieces of footage.
Yeah, and they'll say, well, that's a compression artifact. That's it's the excuses that they make are endless. Like, these guys at the end of their speech, they're all hanging from wires. All of a sudden, they glitched out, and then they cut away. They cut away to mission control. These guys were flipping their hat around, talking, and then way in the distance, this guy floats by. So I zoomed way in. You could barely see him in the video, but I zoom in. He's hanging from a wire. You can see this belt and the wire.
It does look like it.
You can unwind that all the way to, we never went to the moon, right? There's 2 grown men in diapers in here. This took off from the moon, a never tested before engine, and is connecting with the orbiter, right? Or is this a rejected piece of a cartoon from South Park because the animation isn't good enough? Right?
Yeah.
It's endless, the amount of fakery. Here's a guy going around a corner, and we slow it down. Watch, you can see through his arm.
Oh, no.
Okay, because there are no corners on a 0G plane. So he went there, and they faded him out. It goes on and on and on. There's so many things. Watch, this guy grabs his wire, right? Something goes wrong, and he has to grab his wire. This guy flips over and then falls because he's not balanced properly on his wire. If you were in space and you went like this, you'd go flying backwards. You wouldn't pivot around an axis point. These people are hanging from wires.
I think there was also was it Red Bull or it might have been Elon who sent the flying car into space with the robot in it. And then I don't know if it's fake or I don't know if this bit was faked for a viral clip or not, but I'm pretty sure there's a frame. You go frame by frame by frame, and then there's a one frame where it's just a green screen, and then it cuts back to being in space.
Really?
Yeah,
that is one thing. And then the Earth glitches, but the car doesn't glitch.
Yeah.
And then there's one shot where you have this beautiful curved Earth. You can see like the whole Earth, but they're not even up as high as the space station. And the space station never sees a full curved Earth.
Yeah.
And it's so ridiculous. Now think about this. Pretty cool he sent a Tesla into space, right? Well, there's Tesla dealerships all around the world, or all across the plane, sorry. Pretty cool he sent a Tesla into space, right? Well, there's Tesla dealerships all around the world. All around the world. All around the world.
Every single decision you've ever made in your life, there is an alternate reality where you went the other way. And the branches of that, so you say yes to one thing, no to another, and there's another branch reality where you said yes and yes,
Well, there's Tesla dealerships all around the world, or all across the plane, sorry. All around the world, or all across the planes, all around the world, 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 sorry, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
And that would be a pretty cool poster, don't you think, in a Tesla dealership? Hey, this car went to space.
Yeah.
There's not a single photo in any Tesla dealership of that. It didn't show up on the front of National Geographic, Omni, Time, Newsweek. The pictures are nowhere to be found because it's ridiculous. And Elon, in his press conference, said, watch this guy rotate. He's hanging from wires. You wouldn't rotate like that, okay? He said in his press conference, you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, because we'd have better CGI. That's what he said in the press conference.